There's lots of awesome games going for some deep discounts on the eShop this week, as well as the return of a few rare sales too. And I got you covered with the latest highlights from it all. There's a lot of games to talk about today, so without delay, let's just dive right into the list. Tinykin's gameplay is a spin on the Pikmin series gameplay. You still collect and guide a group of small creatures like you would in Nintendo's Pikmin games, but in Tinykin, the gameplay isn't really a strategy game. It's more of a platformer game with some mild action elements. You need to use the abilities of the Tinykin to create ladders, bridge paths, move objects, solve puzzles, and more in order to navigate through the different areas as you explore. It's a nice, charming, cozy game for the Switch that's won a lot of praise. It's on sale for 75% off until March 20th. Oh, and there is a demo in the eShop available for those who are curious. Toodee and Topdee is an indie puzzle platformer with a really cool mechanic. With each level, you can tilt the view, allowing you to do things like manipulate platforms and other objects, guide enemies to certain parts of the level, and help the characters reach items like keys. You'll need to master both perspectives in order to solve these levels and puzzles, as well as defeat bosses. It's a great, inexpensive gem at 90% off via the latest eShop sale. Stardust Galaxy Warriors Stellar Climax is a fun shoot-'em-up for the Switch, where up to 4 players can team up at once. As you play, you'll discover different weapons to use, up to 49 combinations in all, which is a pretty impressive number of combinations, as well as earn plenty of upgrades to power up your mechs to be super strong. You can then take these powered up mechs through the new Game Plus mode, or through the Endless Gauntlet or Strike modes that get harder the further you go. That's not it for modes though. There's the standard boss challenge, where you take on boss after boss, as well as the Battle Square challenge, which has you playing through stages with a random handicap or challenge each round. In addition, there's plenty of options to tweak the game to make it as easy or as challenging as you want. The shoot-'em-up gameplay is solid, with plenty of modes and challenges to take on. It's on sale for a brand new low price on the eShop of 70% off until March 9th. For North America, the Capcom Arcade Stadium sale is back again, and you know the drill by now. There's over 60 games across the 2 Capcom Arcade Stadium apps that can be had for either 99 cents in the US or $1.49 in Canada. There's loads of classics available, like the Street Fighter games, Darkstalkers, the Mega Man arcade games, Strider, Ghosts and Goblins, Final Fight, and loads more. This is the perfect sale to use those gold points on and cast in for some free games if you have enough. The Rumble Fist Plus is an updated version of the 2004 Japanese arcade fighting game from developer Dimps that was notable for its graphics engine that allowed sprites to have a 3D model kind of look with very detailed movements for each limb of the character. The updated version comes with new features like online multiplayer with rollback netcode and a full-fledged training mode that includes recording options as well as other quality of life features. The game is on sale for 70% off, which makes it super cheap to pick up for the Switch. At that price, it's a no-brainer for those who like fighting games. I love me a good action RPG dungeon crawler. You know, those games where you explore, beat up on monsters and enemies, and score loot after loot all on a quest to get stronger. In its purest form, it's simple, but done right, it can be an addictive gameplay loop. Torchlight II is one that does this gameplay loop very well. Building off the successes of the very first game, Torchlight II features a bigger world to explore within, with 4 unique classes to play as, and plenty of options and character customization to create the build you want, as well as multiplayer gameplay too, with up to 4 player through local and online play. At 80% off, consider this one a no-brainer of a game to pick up for fans of the genre, or for those who have been curious about what makes these types of games so addictive. Rune Factory Force Special just might be my favorite of the farm sim games available for the Switch. The combination of farm sim in a fantasy setting with action RPG gameplay does sound weird at first, but it's hella addictive with this entry, and they truly mastered at making the gameplay satisfying at all elements, while giving players the freedom of how they want to play. It's largely considered by many to be the best game ever released in the series. The version on Switch is an enhanced version of the classic game that has a lot of quality of life changes that makes this one the best way to play it yet. And it's on sale for 70% off, which is a freaking steal in my opinion. Lost in Random is a gothic storybook-like themed game where you play as a girl named Even, who goes on a quest to save her sister who has been kidnapped by the Queen of Random. The combat in this one is pretty cool. It combines third-person combat with the use of deck building and dice mechanics for an interesting mix. The visual art style too is another highlight. I dig the Tim Burton style vibes in this one. I like this one, it's a hidden gem in my view, and it's back on sale at its all-time low price of 90% off in the North American eShops. Double Dragon Neon is a beat-em-up game that was developed by WayForward that took the Double Dragon franchise in a new direction of sorts, one that is a little bit silly, and one filled with lots of 80s charm and neon visuals. The gameplay, while different, is pretty good. It's sort of a mix of Double Dragon meets the Kunio-kun series in a way. The core beat-em-up gameplay will seem familiar. You can punch, kick, and jump, but you can also evade attacks with the new evade button, as well as perform special moves. As you play, you can collect mixtapes that can grant these special attacks, as well as alter the stats of each character. And in 2-player co-op, you can high-five each other and perform actions like splitting and sharing HP, or to trigger a gleam effect that can grant the players more powerful attacks. That all aside, it is a nice beat-em-up game. I really like this one. It's a modern classic, and the soundtrack, oh, it is amazing. It's back on sale for 33% off until March 14th. The Mega Baseball series harkens back to the days of arcade baseball, with easy pick-up and play gameplay, while also exhibiting a lot of character and a bit of goofiness as well. Each game in the series has been a winner, obtaining lots of praise and reviews, from the first one to the latest one, Super Mega Baseball 4. While lacking the MLB team license, Super Mega Baseball 4 still has some recognizable players from baseball history, with over 200 former players to play as, and the latest game has a considerable amount of options and depth for players to take advantage of, like an expanded trait system, and team chemistry and drafting systems, online leagues, and lots more. Speaking of online, the multiplayer includes options for up to 4 players to play at once. On Switch, you can get this game for dirt cheap with the Baseball Park Edition that includes 3 extra DLC stadiums. This edition is on sale for 90% off until March 11th. One of the best puzzle games of the Switch is actually one of Switch's highest rated games ever, that being Tetris Effect Connected. It has a 94 on Metacritic for the Switch, which is pretty insane for a puzzle game. It's well deserved though, as this is a fantastic game and experience. As you play, the background will change to the beat of your music and your performance in a way that it almost becomes a rhythm game of sorts. The Connected Edition adds to the original version by introducing fun co-op and competitive multiplayer options, and it even has cross-platform online multiplayer too. It's on sale for 50% off until March 13th. If you're looking for a good puzzle game, but a bit cheaper, then LUMINES Remastered is a good bet. LUMINES is a classic puzzle game, a true mashup of the puzzle game and rhythm game genres, where to get high scores, you're going to need to match your actions and block clearing to the tempo and beat of the music. The Switch Remastered Edition includes new HD visuals and sound, local multiplayer, online leaderboards, and a trance vibration option, where you can use multiple Joy-Cons to feel the beat of the music as you play. Okay, that last bit sounds really weird saying it out loud. But yeah, that aside, this is a great puzzle game. If you want to pick it up, it's on sale for 70% off. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim is another gem of a game by Vanillaware, developers that have been known for consistent high quality when it comes to their games, as well as their trademark 2D art style. 13 Sentinels follows the story of 13 high school students from 1980s Japan who find themselves wrapped up in a war in the future piloting mechs against kaijus. The gameplay consists of side-scrolling adventure gameplay, as well as real-time strategy battles when it comes to battling the kaijus. The story is filled with lots of twists and turns, as you experience different events through the eyes of the 13 protagonists. It's on sale in the eShop with 75% off until March 15th. Unicorn Overlord is the other Vanillaware game that's on sale this week, and this game is a tactical RPG game. The game has players playing as a prince as he leads his liberation army. You can freely explore the world, visit towns, and all that, but you also will engage in many battles against troops in group-on-group combat. These group battles consist of 5 characters per each side, yours and the enemy, and combat occurs automatically when engaged. For each of the troops, you're going to need to place them on a grid to best take advantage of their battle abilities, as well as develop their character classes, and assemble the groups the best way you can. The demo in the eShop gives you a good taste on how everything is, and I highly encourage you to check that out first to see how the gameplay flows. That said, just like 13 Sentinels, this game scored big in reviews and has received a lot of praise from players. So if you're a fan of strategy RPGs, then you should probably check this game out. It's on sale for 50% off via the latest eShop sale, which marks a brand new low price for the game on the eShop. One of the best JRPGs on the Switch, Persona 5 Royal, is back on sale at 60% off. Memorable characters, fantastic soundtrack, addictive gameplay, and it just oozes style. Persona 5 is one of the best JRPGs I've ever played, and I've played a lot over the years. I cannot recommend this one enough, and the Switch version is an excellent way to enjoy the game. Just make sure to set some time aside in your calendar if you do pick it up, as it's a beefy RPG, and it'll take you well over 100 hours easily to complete it. At the very least, you'll get your money's worth with this one. Microsoft has a number of games on Switch for sale this week, with a number of them going for brand new low prices on the eShop, which is something we always like to see around here. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which includes the 3 remakes of the first 3 Spyro games, is on sale at a brand new low price of 65% off in all regions. This is a terrific little collection. The 3 platformers were fantastic games for the PS1 back in the day, and they still hold up, and the remakes are wonderfully done. The port for the Switch is very good too. The Switch port of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, is on sale for a brand new low price, reaching 67% off for the first time ever. This entry in the Crash series takes what made the first 3 Crash games so great and provides some new twists to the formula, new mechanics, tons of secrets, new playable characters, and more to discover. Like the Spyro Trilogy, the Switch port of Crash 4 is very good. I was really surprised at how well they pulled this one off of the system. Survival game Grounded is a game that has players trying to survive in a backyard after being shrunk down to the size of an ant. It's kind of like the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Players will need to manage their food and water resources, build and craft things, including shelter and bases, and deal with various insects and bugs, including, yes, spiders. Honestly, the spider aspect makes this game scarier at times than most horror games that I've ever played. On the Switch, the new eShop sale knocks it down to a brand new low price. It's 50% off until March 15th. Pentiment has you investigating murder mysteries in 16th century Germany. Going to need to gather clues and physical proof, and then use that information to bring an individual to justice. Now, with most mystery adventure games, they will usually guide you to a certain path. But in Pentiment, there isn't one path to the answer. Nope, you get to choose who is most guilty, and your decisions and actions will greatly affect the story, which takes place over a 25-year period. So yeah, there's plenty of chances to get things both right and wrong in this one. The freedom and choice makes Pentiment stick out from so many other adventure games and murder mystery games, giving players control and influence that most of those types of games do not. And that alone makes it worth playing for fans of the genres. If you like those types of games, then consider Pentiment a must-play. It's on sale for a brand new low price of 50% off until March 15th on the eShop. If you want a good shooter for the Switch, then you can do no wrong with picking up the modern classic Doom. and I mean the 2016 version, though the classic ones are worth playing as well. Doom 2016 is a damn good one, with plenty of shooting and ripping and tearing to be done, and the Switch port is really well done too. Dubbed as one of Switch's impossible ports, how they made this work for the system, I'll never know, but they sure pulled off some magic. Via the latest eShop sale, it's on sale for 75% off in North America. At its current prices, it's never been this cheap before, and honestly, it's a steal. The Switch version of Skyrim also gets a discount, knocking it down to a new low price. The first time ever, it reaches 67% off in all regions. The Anniversary Upgrade is on sale for 50% off for the first time ever too, and the Anniversary Edition, which includes the game with the upgrade, is on sale for 60% off for the first time in 2 years. Now Skyrim on Switch is what you'd expect, but the Switch version does include some exclusive stuffs, like motion control support and the Legend of Zelda items with amiibo support. The Anniversary Upgrade, as well as the Anniversary Edition that includes it, includes all the creation content stuff with new quests, dungeons, and other stuff, plus it has all 3 add-on expansions. And there you go, another huge sale, lots of goodies, and winners in this one. I love the fact that we're seeing more and more games get bigger discounts now. It's a great time to stock up on some good games while we wait for Switch 2 news. Let me know down below in the comments what games you plan to pick up from the latest sales, as well as what games you've been playing lately. And for now, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you very soon on the next video.